fuck. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Don't blink, kiss your brain. Welcome up there, show. Because of doing whoops, having a wonderful day on this glorious night. Do mean glorious? Freaking 24th July 2026. The 24th is the 23, I believe. No, it's 24th. We slept for most of the night. Yeah, from 11 to 4 a.m. Went in, jerked off, and now we're ready to go. So, without further ado, is continue today's content. See, this is. Oh. Oof. Hey, Pa. Boy, I think you were a little hard on the beaver. So did Daddy Asco, Wally, and Miss Cleaver. This guy keeps screaming, he's paranoid. Someone, quick, someone give us an asteroid. Babbity babbity hoopla. I ain't word to say. Babbity hoopla. Is that a tank top or a new bra? Oop, Snoop Dogg has got a freaking boob job. Didn't you listen to the Lash Brown meathead? Pay attention, it's saying the same shit that he said. Okay, 58, 36, 34. $58, 36, 34. Nice. That created the monster. The woman wants to see Shady no more. They want Shady. I'm top clever. If you want a little bit of me, little an operating. Operating. Really come on the rap. And operating. FCC won't rescue me and maybe BBB, so let me be. They're trying to shut me down on MTV, but it looks so empty without me. So come on, this, I'm on your lips. Jump back, jiggle a bit, and wiggle a bit, and get ready. Because this is about to get crazy. I just settled on my lawsuit. Fuck you, give in. Now this looks like a top of me, so everybody just follow me and we need a little controversy because it feels so empty without me. Say, this looks like the top of me, so everybody just follow me, because we need a little controversy. Yeah, good. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We slept for most of the night. Yeah, from 11 to 4 a.m. Went and jerked off, and now we're ready to go. So, without further ado, is continue today's content. There you go. Ink, what did you play this recording? Because my friend, my dear beloved friends, your boy didn't have the storage to continue. So I have to be creative. I have to be creative. Sunrise, 24th, July 2026. There you go, perfect. So yeah, so don't blink if you wink. What did I move? I dude, because I said it, I didn't have the storage. I had to restart the video. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna restart and I'm gonna do two intros. I'm gonna show you the same intro. I'll show you the same intro. So yesterday we finished at like 9 o'clock. I'm gonna say 9:30. I didn't have the storage, I didn't have the battery, so I felt really tired yesterday. Like, okay, well, possibly just go to sleep, right? Go to sleep is a good idea. And then what happened is I went to sleep at like 11. I want to say maximum 11:30, maximum. And I woke up this morning at 4:20. 4:20. I was gonna say do like this, then I was gonna do like this, but then I said no, don't do it. Yeah, so this is when I wake up, very, very well rested. But there's a moment where you wait, when you slept so much that you're like, ugh, I'm still there. I am still there. So it was a good morning nonetheless. It was really nice. We slept a little bit more than I expected, which is not a big deal because I was able to oof. Nice. Okay, good. I made a mistake. We didn't. I do like yesterday. The Wi-Fi is working, which is a freaking noise. Um. La 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 la. We'll be doing is uploading a little bit. I went to sleep, but I don't know how I figured it out, but I was like, you know what? I feel like tonight I'm gonna be sleeping a lot. So what happened is I was ready to sleep. I was ready to. I uploaded so much. So even though we wasted the night, when I say wasted the night, what happened is super simple. Because like with aging, you kind of know your body. And again, I can guarantee that this is what I do. I guarantee that's what you do, but that's what I do. So what happened was with my father yesterday. I wanted to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. 2 days ago, I went to bed at 6 o'clock because I was tired. Then I went to go to my father's house at 8 o'clock yesterday. I went to sleep at 11. I slept from 11 to 5:30, and the reason why I woke up was because I knew that I had shit to do. So your body is smart enough to say like, okay, well, you got shit to do. Let's wake up, right? Which kind of is the shizzle. Then you wake up and you're like, okay, well, you did what you had to do, and this is why when the battery died, I was like, am I really gonna wait for the battery to charge a little bit to open it to make videos? No. You wanna see the sunrise a little bit? Okay, I got you. So I wasn't filming, but I am. So then, what does that mean is that if I could have, I would have slept more, but I couldn't, right? So now, like I said yesterday, what we're going to start doing is gaming in the background. We did it yesterday at night, which you didn't, really, because it wasn't that long. And then you started to do it as a sort of, how can I put this? As an automatic, right? Now, because we slept yesterday, it's not gonna be a long intro, which is great. Uh, which is great. Only problem is it's gonna fuck up everything because right now I don't know when I'm gonna go sleep, but I know when I have to wake up because today's Friday. Today's Friday, so technically I got nothing to do. I was able to record I was able to record um, the live yesterday, and I don't know why the screen froze. So the screen of the live froze that I was recording. So this is perfect because I am only like this. I didn't check. So I was gonna say I was only recording the live or the picture. So the way it works is, for example, the tower. You know that we play a lot, right? It will take more space because so much going on. There's sound effects, there's ultra weapon that shows, there is the menu, there is a constant move in the menu, so some number change, so the whole screen change constantly, right? And because the whole screen change constantly, it is more demanding. So the picture is, because I don't know, I think it's because it's how can I put this? Manny, thanks for the help, dude. We'll do this and this. Nice. And then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do the research. Troop size. Thank you very much. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the rally unlocked challenge. No, 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 no. Good. And I just realized that I got some rewards here. Holy shit, I got some rewards that I didn't even check yet. This is so cool. I didn't know that when you finish a chapter, you had some rewards. Nice. But I do have to pay attention to it a little bit more. Boom, 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 ba da 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 dum. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This is kind of cool, I have to say. Because again, you think that you have faced all the content, but you didn't. We'll see if the reward is worth it. It's okay. Dude, insane. Yeah, I didn't do it once. That's not good. See, so like I was saying, we're not gonna do a 2 hours intro, but I still have some intro to do. Why? Because even though you just woke up, I still have like talking yesterday about proof of concept. I still have like sort of a proof of concept, right? So, we are doing intros, and you guys understand that intros are just longer version, right? So this is I want to talk about why we're doing sort of videos. I want to talk about why we are doing it that way, because technically speaking, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like every single day, you pop in a 2 hours video, you pop in a 3 hours video, and yeah, even yesterday was really some of the worst, because yesterday when I went to my before I went to my father's house, I did a 2 hours video. So I woke up at 5. No, I went out at 5:20, and I when I was finished, and it was 7:30. I'm like, holy shit, it's 7:30, dude. I can't believe it. So then, what happened was, oh yeah, it's ready to pop. What happened was I went to bed. I went to my father's house, went to bed. I woke up and I did. Yesterday we did an hour and a half video, but even then, it's a 3 hours and a half videos. And ultimately speaking, we're speaking about this same subject, right? Now I want to talk about this because I do think it's interesting, because this is the evolution of the content. And other yesterday I spent so much time with in don't get me wrong, I did like making the video yesterday, and I stand by what I said. I stand by everything I said. I do think that was on the money. I do think that I was of course I don't have eternal knowledge, and I what I say I think is right. I'll possibly think about it in 2 years and be like, dude, this guy was wrong, dude. This guy was on drugs, bro. And I'm like, no, this guy is you. You weren't on drugs. I'm like, well, it seems like it, right? So I still believe what I said was right. However, it's the evolution, because yesterday I spent so much time trying to not trying to figure out, but um, trying to to
to justify what I was saying by using other people as example. So we talk about content creators, talk about movies, we talk about concept, right? But then at the same time, it's so nonsensical because just looking at the video is what I needed, and I spent so much time looking at other people yesterday that I was like, dude, you're you've been making videos for a certain time, been making videos for a while. You should be your own proof of concept because you know your content better than anybody else, and thankfully, thank God, with the amount of time I put in, I'm officially the channel that I've watched the most. Now, do I watch my videos? No. Do I watch myself talking? Yes. So when you look at the video, it's kind of cool, right? And again, this is something that we talked about before, but now we have a new reality, which is something that I do want to observe. Yesterday we didn't eat, so I'm possibly gonna be eating if you don't mind. There's no energy drinks because we had one yesterday. And I got two left. It's not because I grew a conscience, it's because I grew a need to ration something. Yeah, and I'm gonna check out the price difference, and I think the 12 is better. I think the 12 comes in as less expensive, but I'm not sure. So when I started making content, right, this one that I was doing I was doing Twitch streams, right? Then I start making, so we're just gonna be focusing on the normal, because the gaming itself is complex. The gaming itself, I'm relying on a game. So if the game is great, there's no a need for time. There's no need for, okay, well, am I interested? Am I being well, because the game is interesting. So I got a direct motivation or a direct influence on the content making, which is the game itself, right? That is kind of cool, right? But then you notice, and you have to make two hands that. I didn't think about it. You need two hands. Yeah. So, so with the game is different, which is why I kind of want to go over sort of the main channel first, and it does sort of affect it because the way it affects both channel for sure, because the way that I'm doing things on the main channel, when I'll talk about a game review, when I talk about how a something inspired by a game affected me. For example, Devil May Cry second season, first season, which is a good example because we did it recently, right? Also, what's be really cool to do is Sekiro movie came out, and the Sekiro movie is gonna be that. Sekiro movie is a movie that is based on a game, but this is a almost not it's stupid to say, but it is almost like a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's not a once in a lifetime, but it's been a long ass time since this happened. This happened being I'm gonna be seeing uh, a game inspired a movie game inspired movie or movie inspired game. No, a game inspired movie as the right terminology. Or in a game that I haven't played but I heard a good stuff of, on a game that I didn't play but I do own, on a game that I didn't play but I'm interested in trying. So this is actually really cool, right? And then you got Cyberpunk Edge Runner. In the case of Cyberpunk, it's kind of complex because, and this is just to show you, right? This is just to show you, like, again, I'm not gonna say proof of concept because I don't think it applies, but conceptualizing what we are talking about. Cyberpunk itself is an amazing game. When you look at Edge Runner, it is inspired by Cyberpunk. It's the same universe, but to me, I don't get the huge like vibes from the game, right? However, what is really cool is Cyberpunk introduced something. For example, when a character has wires, which she uses as a weapon. When a character Rebecca, she has a shotgun, which you can find in the game. There's a specific module, which is a dynamic time, which is basically time slowing, right? And then you can have it in the game. So because of that, people change their playthrough for that, which is kind of cool. But then in that movie, you don't see the gangs, you don't see Johnny Silverhand, which of course is important because otherwise it would just be the game itself, right? But it is kind of cool. So by doing this, yes, there is a direct aspect of who I am as a person, right? because I'm not relying on a game. I am retelling a game or retelling my story with a game, right? Which is a bit more of a personal history or personal experience, right? So, with the content, the way it changed, and I do want to talk about that because I do think is amazing, and we talk about justification and not needing justification, but also, um, okay, let's put it like that. Um, uh, was it yesterday? It was yesterday, but not morning, which is not yesterday morning. It's yesterday night, which was Wednesday night, right? I was talking about burping because I was drinking. It was yesterday morning, I believe. I was burping. No, it was last night. Holy shit! I was burping because of the soda. And I was talking about how I didn't feel the need to say sorry because as a kid I used to say sorry too much, right? I think I used to say sorry too much, and I was like, okay, well, I don't need to apologize. But people that are watching the videos and find it that I'm burping disgusting, um, they don't know me. They don't know me. They're not responsible for my past trauma, right? So can I blame them, nor can I punish them for what I went through, because they have nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing to do with what I'm feeling, right? So let's not punish people that didn't do anything, right? I was watching Caleb Heron. I think he's funny as and he was talking about ice school bully. He was making a joke that a lot of people they say that your ice school bully became fat, and he did a joke which was what? I'm gonna show you because I think it's funny. I think it's really funny. Okay, so Caleb Heron. It's a short, so it's not that long. Caleb Heron, fat bully. Yep. No. I need a specific. I need a specific, dude. And of course, okay, Caleb Eran. We aren't so different. And this is where it gets a bit weird. Because I know exactly who it was, which is Trixie Mattel. No, that's not gonna be it. I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Look. I am so, but so embarrassed by how much I know this because this is not healthy. Like when you know exactly what is the clip, you know exactly what they were doing. When you know exactly who was the interviewer, but the interviewee, because you doom scroll, right? You you doom scroll so much, and you see how many shorter do you see per day. But this one stick with you, and I didn't see this yesterday. I saw this months ago, but it's still really funny. So let's check it out. Super good. No.
Oh, look up that guy who was mean to you, or that guy who ghosted you on a
Look.
He's bald now.
You know they do that all the time with fat as well.
Do they?
Oh my God, they'll say, POV, your high school bully is fat now. I go, uh-oh, I didn't bully you. Can I stay out of it?
There you go.
All the time. You and I went up to
There you go. There you go. You see, this was just relatable. But then this makes you think, because of course it's just silly. It is just silly, right? I feel so bad, bro. This is back to the gaming, but like we did notice that I fucked it up. I fucked up something. It's not a big deal because I'm gonna do it today, but it's just like you could have done better. You could have done better. You could have seen better. You could have paid more attention. And because you didn't pay attention, then you're suffering. Am I really suffering? Probably not. Um, could have been helpful? Absolutely, dude. That's my mistakes, right? But coming back to the subject because we're turning around in circle. Apologize to people is important because the people that need an apology didn't do anything to not deserve an apology, versus the people that are responsible for the fact that they don't want to apologize. They're not gonna watch this. They don't care. They're not nice people. I was talking about this with Carly. And I mentioned this 100 times. Carly was really pushing me, thankfully, to establish boundaries because she's like, you're getting hurt all the time. Don't you realize that you're not putting boundaries. Like, you're kind of right. So I started putting boundaries, but then I had a problem with boundaries. I had a problem with the principle or concept of boundaries, which was what? Which was, well, if you're a good person, I don't need to establish boundaries because that's common courtesy, right? Boundaries are put because people are. So it's like this kid who's starting to bite you. You need to establish boundaries. We don't bite people. It's not nice. And the kid's like, oh, I didn't know, right? But you don't tell him before he bites you, like, hey, don't you ever bite me. Because the kid didn't bite you. Didn't deserve this, sort of, discipline, right? So, yeah, so, as I was saying, oh, somebody's talking to me. What? I don't know what they're talking about. And of course, I'm not going to be able to know, there you go. Which animal is a fish? It's a whale. Ooh, seahorse, dolphin, or whale. I'm gonna go with whale. Yeah, I'm gonna go with whale. Seahorse, dolphin, whale. Well, seahorse feels more like because of the texture of the skin, feels more like a seafood, but it's not a food. Dolphin feels more like a shark, but shark is a fish. And a whale was a mammal though. Like a dolphin is the answer? I don't freaking know. Does it matter in my life? No. Is it something that's interesting to guess? Kinda, somewhat. So like I was saying, I was talking about this yesterday, and I was talking about, well, it's not really nice, and you shouldn't do that, and what I was trying to say, this need of justification, and because we're doing video that are very long, I don't think I need to justify myself. However, I also don't think that it's super normal. Hence why I need to explain it, because I'm not necessarily self-conscious of what I do, nor do I care about what I do. However, the second it's being called out weird, you do feel the need to be like, hey, no, I'm cool. I'm part of the normal class, I'm part of the normal people. Please understand, I'm part of. You're not, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine, right? Be weird, be yourself. So, when you saw what I was doing before, it was very shy ink, right? And I know it's funny, but very shy. So, very shy, very uncomfortable. It was not the first video that I did. I remember exactly what they were. I was depressed. We started testing food. I was depressed because I had Dead Chef at work. And I was starting the tower. I was watching Breaking Bad. So because I was out of work, I was like, okay, well, I want to make content. And this was the first time where I had like a break from work, which was considerable because it was still 6 weeks. And that 6 week was kind of important because I'm like, dude, how can I put this? You're making content, which is good, but now you have the time to make content. And this is awesome because that was in 2023, right? And in 2024, we lost our job. So when I lost my job, I was like, okay, well, 2023 was a good example of what to do. However, there was a full year of making content. And if it wasn't for that period of time, I possibly wouldn't have started making content. So I would have eventually made content, but it wouldn't be as normal. So then by 2023, what I started doing was food review. I got comfortable. We started doing movie review. Started filming a lot, which is my way to work. It was my way to work. It was the meal of the day. I started filming a lot, right? Because I started filming a lot, it was just cool. It was just something that I wanted to see. It was just something that I cared about, right? And it was part of my life. So then I started being more comfortable, but also on the opposite end, I started being more needy because I was like, okay, well, I need to film everything. Why? Because if I film something and there's something more important that's going on, then I need to film it. I died. Yes. So, and also, all you need in the last 5 years, all you need in 40,000 videos is my hairs are crazy. All you need is one video which is considered unimportant because you're like, dude, I filmed that and this was not important. So if that is more important or considered more important, I'm gonna film it, right? And then you're like, okay, well, this is not important, but I filmed something that was less important before. So I'm also gonna be filming this, right? So I started doing a lot of smaller videos before shorts. And the reason why I was doing shorter videos because I thought every single element was worth filming. But subconsciously, I was like, dude, this is not important enough for you to film half an hour, right? Now, this does come up today or yesterday. Was the subject yesterday important enough for 4 hours? No. Was there 4 hours of content? Probably not. Did I still do it? Absolutely freaking loosely. Why? Because because you see, like, I was making content, right? And I was making smaller videos. Then last year, I kind of went crazy. I was doing a lot of videos, but they were longer. Why? Because I have lost my job and I had more time, right? So I would say, okay, well, I don't care how many videos that you are doing today. I want you to do at least 10. But then what was going to happen is, it wasn't the 10 video that mattered. It was the, it was the, can I put this? It was the time investment. So you're doing 10 videos, which is still a respectable amount. But then if every single video lasts for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, then you quickly shows up with 3 hours, 4 hours of content. And like I said, we still have this problem today. We're gonna make videos and we're not gonna be planning correctly. Example, yesterday I did an intro and I had a lot to do. The intro was 2 hours. Yes, I had to go see my father. Today I don't, but I still didn't have. It is not. I'm not gonna say it's not normal because I don't believe it's not normal. Because then you understand that the description, the meaning of normal is very flawed. So you're like, well, I don't believe in the term normal, but I don't think it was super normal at the same time, you know. So then we started making videos. I was making too many videos, so the problem was uploading them. The problem was the constant storage demand, which was a bit harder, right? Holy shit, we're missing out. I'm just gonna unlive myself. Boom. Oh no, I died. I died. What happened there? There you go. Boom. There you go. See? Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Boom. Okay, definitely too much. Oh, I should have done this. Should have pulled through, but I didn't. Okay, so like I was saying, then I was like, you know what? And this is crazy because I was uploading too much. I was like, okay, well, this is demanding a lot of storage. And even then, I was willing to do it again. But then what I was doing is, I realized, because I started doing it live on TikTok, I realized that I spend so much time making videos, right? And this is absolutely insane because this is 5 years summarized. This is entire story summarized, which is nonsensical. Like, it doesn't make any sense that you're able to tell a kind of, a sort of a loyal story about your entire career, right? Career is a big word, but still. And again, now we're doing it at 5 years. I'm doing it right now. Will I be able to do it in 3 years? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if in 3 years I'm going to be able to say the same because in 3 years a lot can change, right? I can be doing a family style content in 3 years. I don't know. It would be surprising, but hey, you never know, guys. You never know. You never know. You can meet love, and it's safe to say that in the space of 3 years, you know that okay, well, this would be a good mom for my kids, and she'll be able to tell us like this is gonna be a good dad for my kids or not, right? So it's all a question of getting to know the person, but getting to know the person that you love isn't that bad, isn't that long, because you spend so much time together. Like okay, well, that took a lot less time than I expected. Boom. I don't know where I'm fucking up. This is where. Dude, this is impossible. Holy shit, dude. So, like I was saying, I started noticing that I was putting so much time into sort of making content, but not so much time into developing a community. And I was like, okay, well, this is missing. This is something that I should work on, right? And what was cool with that was, I was like, okay, well, you could have put more time into your content. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start doing live. I started to do live, and I didn't even worry or thought about or even question if yes, this is something doable or it's something that's not doable. So then I got to do live, and before there was a nice balance because we were doing videos, I was doing live, and I was doing streams. So you were getting all sort of all sort of variety, but not the variety of content, variety of what is needed. For example, right? Oh, I did this one thing, and this one thing is gaming, which is fun. I did this one thing, and I did a normal video, which allows me to talk about multiple subjects without it being like A B C D C. So if you look at yesterday, yes, um, yes, there is so many sideline. There's so many side tangent. There's so many things that are not a direct line into the subject we want to do, right? But if we did, we wouldn't have a 3 hours video, right? So I started doing some lives, and then it was more so what people want to talk about. Then with live, I stopped. I lost the community that I had, and then because I lost the community that I had, I was like at zero. Being back at zero was hard because I was like, you know what? I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say, right? So because I didn't know what to say, I was in a position of I forgot to do something. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude! Like I'm telling you, this is demanding. Mentally speaking, who demanding, dude? Demanding. Good. That's good. And I forgot to do this. This is the quest. So get all kind of assistance. Yes. Good. 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 Was that a big deal? Because it's 10 minutes. It is 10 minutes, right? So, I'm sorry if this bothers you, but it's just to gain more time. And I could give up, but if the answer to a problem is giving up, then you didn't really try. I refuse to believe that the only answer is giving up. To me, it doesn't make any sense. However, we are going to take a break. We are going to take a break because I don't want to seem it boring, and I don't want to spend 3 hours talking about the subject because I'm not focused, right? So we're going to do something which is a bit counterproductive. We're going to take a small break. I was doing live, and I didn't really have subjects because I had people. So then when people stopped coming, like, okay, well, you still want to do a live because you lost your community, get it back. So then I started going with subjects. Then what I did, which was the worst thing ever, this was really like the death of creativity. This was really bad because I was doing like 5 hours live, right? But I was doing 5 hours live, and I was doing multiple videos. I'm like, you know what? This live is going to be the only way I'm doing things. This is going to be the only way I'm doing my subject. So I'm going to do 5 hours. If I have 5 hours worth of videos, I have 5 hours of live. If I have 4 hours of videos, I have 4 hours of live. And I'm going to edit down. That was the worst way to do it. Worst case, you do an hour live. And then you do your videos, right? And so, like, for example, right now, I've been talking for 40 minutes. I'm not even halfway there. Well, maybe. I don't know. Nothing. I eat the top and I eat the bottom. But I don't eat them both together. So there's a difference in texture and consistency. Kind of cool. Look at it's like, oh. It's okay. It's okay. Why don't you do this? Just to take this YouTube studio. By the way, I'm not sure what's going on the gaming channel, but I got like 5 follow in the last couple of days. And all I seem to see is people going nowhere, expecting sympathy. It's like it's going through the notion of a scripted destiny. Whoa, now I'm not gonna make it out this time. What are we doing right now? We are checking in what can be deleted. That way we can work with a purpose. I have enough for one day. And then I have to transfer some things. That way we can edit it. At 10 hours. So I'm gonna be able to do 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, which is 3 of 2, 4, 4, which is 8, 10, 13. They're all upward of 20 minutes, which is gonna be 10. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is gonna be 12 hours and a half. And then I have an 11 hours video, so that's good. to make sure that we did upload everything. So we got a 418, 418, 418, 418. I don't know where you are. 418.30, good. 418.30, great. 440, we did you. 341.42. 341.25, good. 420.21, good. 241.37, that is good. Got 1017, which is great. Got 341.28.41, perfect. Which is all the clips that I had before, and that's more than 12 hours. And then what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to transfer the bigger file into Merchant, and I'm going to be able to edit it. So even then, we are having like 23 hours done. That's kind of good. I'm telling you. Lately we've been doing so good when it comes to the footage, when it comes to the storage, and yes, it's not perfect, of course, but still very, very good. So we know that the 42 gigs, that's where you work. We know the 42 gigs is the biggest file we can find. We know that it's around 10 hours. How do I know? Because 60 is 12. And there you go, 10, 20, 59. You can actually tell that it's not working, which means that this file is broken. Which means that we can delete it. But I don't want to delete it, I want to edit it, because deleting a 10 hours video hurt my soul. So instead of deleting 10 hours, I'll delete 8 hours and something. Which is still not great, but it's worse. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Please don't call, I wonder why. But then I had enough. And by the way, in the trash we get a total of, I don't know how to do select all. There you go. Because the screen of the part of the screen is broken. Cause I'm broken when I'm lonesome, and I don't feel right when it's all this done. I'm gone away, I don't feel you anymore. I wanted you to know that I love the way you laugh. I wanna hold you high and steal your pain away. I kept your photograph, and I know they serve me well. I wanna hold you high and steal your pain, 'cause I'm broken when I'm lonesome, and I don't feel right when you broken, 'cause I'm broken. It's Cedar and Amy Lee. But if I had to go with Cedar, I possibly would go with A Second Chance. So tell my mother, tell my father, I've done the best I can to make them realize this is my life. I hope they understand. And I'm not angry, I'm just saying, sometimes goodbye gives a second chance. Please don't want it for me. I'm not afraid of what I have to say. This is my one and only voice, so listen close to what I have to say. I just don't hate these comments you leave. No one is on it. Even the man in the moon disappeared somewhere in the stratosphere. Tell my mother, tell my father, I've done the best I can to make them realize this is my life. I hope they understand. Bon matin. Ça va bien? Santé? Something. That was Cedar. That was what? That was 2011. 2011. Yeah, I was still at my father's house. A great song. And it was a band that I didn't really like. But then my favorite song from it is not even that. My favorite song from it is Careless Whisper. Well, I don't remember the lyrics though. Oh, a dead friend, man, a lonely mind, in your restless blind. I'm never gonna dance again. This field is got no rest, no river. So it's easy to pretend. I know I'm not a fool. I should have known better not to cheat a fan. Something like that, right? That's what I get. So, doing the lives on TikTok was the worst thing because you do it however was the worst and best thing. So, you would do videos when you were live, but I was also forcing myself to do one live per day. So doing one live per day kind of pushed the fact that, okay, well, there's not really a limit to how much you can do. There's not really a limit to how much you can film. All there's a limit for is one, right? One to the video per day, right? So then, the problem with that was, first of all, the concept wasn't good. Doing all your videos in one, which is a live, then coming back and editing it because we're doing twice the work for no results. And even then, if you're doing work for no results, it's already bad. But if you're doing twice the work for no results, like, dude, something is wrong here, right? So yeah, so we started doing that, and then I started making videos. But then the videos, like, dude, I just came back from doing videos for 5 hours. How am I gonna do 3 minutes? I'm gonna do 20 minutes. I'm gonna do 4 minutes, 5 minutes, right? It just didn't make any sense. I'm gonna have one more for tomorrow. These are phenomenal. And I'm still gonna get some chicken breast. What I'm gonna do is when I end this video, when I end my videos, right, I'll do an outro, and I'll be cooking them to eat off cam. I love doing mukbangs, but I don't need to be doing mukbang. I love doing mukbangs, but at the same time, I don't really know what I'm eating. It doesn't matter. See, I mentioned got avocado yesterday. Right? I talked about how my dude was filming 2 videos per day, you know? Shit. What's insane? With Nick made millions. But he was willing to spend. Like, he was doing mukbangs, which is fast food. And he was doing twice a day, which were easily like $150, $200 per day. It adds up, bro, because it's $7,000 per year. Now, of course, there's a tax write-off. It's for the business. Ultimately speaking, you're gonna get that money back a little bit, but still. How much he truly spent, I don't know. But I put in some money in there, which is insane. And then, that's a shame because they're delicious, but they're not delicious because they're strawberries. They're just delicious because they are. A muffin. Such a good thing. So cakey. And this is 3 meal, which is good. I think it's reasonable. I think the reasonable thing is 6 meal, but there's a time when I would eat the 6 together. 3 meal is definitely better. Not great, but it's better. It's on the road to redemption. So yeah, so it's not that we went from A, B, C, but we can clearly identify why we went from A, B, C, right? And it was kind of cool because, you know, understanding how you got somewhere is half the job. Like, okay, well, I'm depressed. Why am I depressed? Okay, so this is the reason why I'm depressed, right? Well, I don't know how I'm gonna heal when I know when it's the hurt. Like, one other thing a shrink's gonna tell you, or I don't know, the whole discussion between a shrink and a therapist. I don't know, but a mental specialist, what it's gonna tell you is gonna be the first thing is you can talk about your current life, you can talk about your childhood. So the thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to understand. Okay, well, my apologies. When did you start hurting? Okay, we start hurting there. Okay, so it's safe to say that you start hurting there. It's safe to say that if we're gonna heal, we're gonna start healing here, right? So you start healing to where you're hurt, but it's identify where you're hurt, because most of the time I believe that past trauma. I just don't believe there's some tests right now, and the tests are like, oh well, you can actually tell when the trauma started. No, you can't, dude. You can't. No, I'm so sorry. There's tests online that tells you like, okay, well, this is your childhood trauma. So you enter a question, and by your question, they're able to say, okay, well, this is what he missed as a kid. Do I believe in that? Kinda, but kinda not, because it's very easy to generalize, right? As kid, we all felt abandoned. We all felt like we weren't enough, right? For example, when you're a baby, your parents are always around you. Why? Because they need to be around you. And then you become an adult, and they're not as present. So you're like, okay, well, what did I do wrong, right? So they say, okay, well, you have a fear of abandonment, but we all have this fear of abandonment. We all have this time in our life where, like, okay, well, my parents aren't around. What did I do wrong, right? Does that make it bad? Does that make you a bad guy? No. It's something normal. But talk about also medium. Like, they're gonna go to a like an audience, and they're gonna be like, I feel like somebody is died lately, right? And in most cases, sadly, what you can do, and again, that's not gonna be nice to say. That's sort of an asshole thing to say, and I do apologize for that. But if you take an older person in their 70s, in their 60s, and you tell them somebody that you knew died recently, well, technically speaking, they're more likely because somebody could have died of old age, It's like, oh yeah, okay, how did you know that? I kind of guessed it, right? Kind of assume. And I know assuming is not nice, but you can assume. And even though assuming is not nice, most of us, myself included, sort of assume in our head. So, is it nice to be disingenuine? Is it nice to be dishonest? No. I'd rather assume and be honest than pretend like I'm not assuming and just lie, right? So, then you can say that. Or you can take a younger person and say, hey, you got hurt recently. Yeah, because young people get hurt, right? So, generalizing is often the way of understanding, okay, well, So, what I'm trying to say also is generalizing, because it's so common and because it's so easy to do, it doesn't really show why you're doing things. Because if it was showing you why you were doing things, we would do all the same thing. We all went to the same trauma. We were all doing the same thing. Now, the discussion of we all analyze our bubble in different ways, and we all have a way to heal. We all have a way to process with pain, with trauma, with something that happened that wasn't really good. But at the same time, like, there's no way that we all have this. We all went through the same thing, and none of us are dealing with it the same way. It's possibly different, but there has to be some similarities. And because there has to be some similarities, you can kind of guess, okay, well, this works. So when you got a therapist, right? Like I was talking about therapists and shrink and not knowing the difference, right? But it's safe to assume that they have a model. It's safe to assume that if they see 30 patients per day or per week, they're not gonna come up with 30 different solutions. They're gonna come up with a couple of solutions and say, okay, well, I think this is gonna be working for you, but I'm not sure. And so this is all gonna be because of your psychological states. For example, there's factual people, there's emotional people, right? If you're able to say what the client is, able to say, well, I know that this technique is more for factual people, so I'm gonna offer this, and if this person is more emotional, this is where we need to heal it, you know. So yeah, so it's kind of easy to guess, and knowing, and this is also kind of insane because knowing why I feel the need, or I'm able to do videos every single day that are 2, 3, 4 hours long, maybe not 4, but still, knowing how you're able to do this and knowing why you're doing it is sort of important. Sort of important because you're able to say, okay, well, I know this sounds crazy, but there's a good reason for it, right? I know this is nuts, but this is, it's like this guy who has mommy issues, right? And he always votes for older. And then you're asking him why. And his answer, which is rightfully so, is, I don't need to justify myself. Why the fuck do you care? Then the second answer is, okay, well, my mom wasn't around when I was a kid, which created this hole in my life, and now, subconsciously speaking, I'm trying to fill up the hole, which is why I'm looking for a bit older woman, which is not bad itself, right? And that's pretty much it. But it's still very nice. It's still very, very nice to be able to say, hey, I know how I got here. I know what is going on. And I know why I'm like that. I think it's super nice. I think it's super nice because then you wonder why you're like that. You wonder, okay, well, is it me? Am I weird? And yes. Like, the funny thing with me personally is that, am I weird? Absolutely. I am weird as heck, right? Am I able to, of course, it was this quest of, why am I weird, right? But then I abandoned that quest. I abandoned it. I was like, dude, there's so much wrong with you. Like, if you're not gonna be able to find it, right? So might as well embrace it. And then you're not really healing. You're willing to deal with the trauma. You're willing to deal with the coping mechanism, right? Which is, I believe, super cool, super freaking cool. I actually really like that. I really like knowing that. I really like knowing the fact that, okay, well, I am that way. I don't need to know why. I don't need to know if this is normal. I just accept it, right? And this is part of being yourself. Now, this also contributes to denial. It also contribute to an unhealthy mindset. Why unhealthy? Because you can actually, like, okay, so for example, when you start lying, right? Well, you start lying and you start to get away with it. It's like, okay, well, I did get away with that. And then you face a situation and, like, you know what? It would be easier to lie. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lie again. So you lie again. And then there's a third situation and now you really need to lie. Like, well, I really need to lie, right? And then you realize that you lied 3 times in the same day. And the 3 time, because you lied, you get a positive outcome, right? So because you get a positive outcome, you're like, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue lying because it's a positive outcome. And then because you're not confronting or you're not dealing with that, which is, hey, it might be harder to tell the truth, but telling the truth is more rewarding and it's more important than just lying out of your ass, right? You don't deal with it, right? So being okay with who you are, being not necessarily in denial, but being comfortable with what your flaws, that's always good. Because then you have to ask yourself if the flaws are normal or not. What's the point with the 3 hours videos are doing long intro and long outro? Well, it's the same thing, right? For me, it's normal. And I just told you why it's normal, right? Does it make it normal? No. Even if I explain it, it's still normal? No. I can explain being a vegan. I'm still going to be seeing people. I'm not vegan, by the way. I'm still going to see people eating meat, right? I have to accept that because it's live and let live, right? You do you, I do me. And yes, I'm able to explain it. I'm able to understand why. I'm doing 2 hours videos. Does that make it normal? Does that make it okay? No. So how do I face this? How do I react to the fact that what I'm doing is not normal? What is the correct? There's a correct reaction, but the correct reaction is what? The correct reaction is to do like everybody else, because chances are that if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, there's more chance of you being wrong than everybody being wrong, right? And that's a system of belief, and this is tough because truth is relative. System of belief, right? if I'm doing the same thing as everybody else, doesn't mean that I'm right. It just mean that it seems right, right? And it seems that nobody's gonna question it, right? Right? Does that make sense? So there's Aki, right? Am I the biggest fan of Aki? Not really, not really, right? But at the same time, it's still the case. And you go to the Centre Bell, which is the Bell Center, which is the place to watch the Canadian or the Montreal Canadiens, right? Which is I'm from Montreal, and they charge $300 a ticket, and everybody complains about it. It's expensive. Man, I'm gonna sell a kidney to go to a batch, right? Then you continue going there. So the owners or the people that are setting up the prices for the matches are like, hey, we're able to put it at 300, right? We can sell it at 300. A fun fact. I'm gonna go inside because it started to be warm for the phone and I can't see the screens, which is not a big deal per se, but kind of like seeing the screen, right? It's kind of important to me. So we still managed to get like a nice light. Like I don't see myself, and when I don't see myself is a problem. I don't know why. Well, that's not true. I know why. Why? Because when I don't see myself, I feel like I'm talking alone. Yeah. And when I do see myself, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm talking to a camera. And of course I know that I'm talking to a camera. Duh. But it feels more normal. It's like talking alone versus talking to yourself in the mirror. You know? It's not less crazy. It's not more crazy. It is different. It's easy to talk to yourself in the camera because you can justify. See, I thought that the thing with talking, right? That is also the thing with talking, right? I'm gonna talk to people, and I'm not gonna care who I talk to, as long as I'm talking, right? So because I don't care who I talk to, I don't care about the conversation, and I think it's very common. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I like being outside, but the lighting here is so nice that I possibly should this long term. Like do some videos inside and some video outside because the lighting, guys, look at this. It's phenomenal. I think we all have been there. We all been to places where I'm so desperate to converse with people that I'm willing to have every single conversation. Right? Another thing that's coming up recently is, yes, I do talk to my parents a lot. Like for example, and that's a big problem. I'm not gonna complain because I've been complaining about this for a while now, so I'm not gonna complain once more because there's no point. My father yesterday, I saw him. I left his house. It was 10 o'clock. I told you I was so tired, and it took me longer. It took me longer to upload. It took me more than an hour to upload, which is not good. It took me so long that he texted me. He said, "Hey, send me a picture of your plant." And I'm like, "No, dude, I'm going to sleep. I'm not gonna. I didn't told him I was going to sleep because he's gonna get worried or pissed off." Yesterday we were talking about the past, and he was like, "Oh, you were sleeping during the day." He mentioned it a couple of times. Like, "Oh, when you were here, you were sleeping during the day," and it seemed to bother him, right? And I'm like, "I'm still doing this, right? I'm just not gonna tell you why. Is it dishonest? Yes, but at the same time, if I can avoid an argument, you see." I don't think avoiding conflict is always a good thing, but I do think that there's such a blurry line between I'm avoiding conflict or I'm looking for conflict, right? Avoiding conflict, you have to define it. What is avoiding conflict? Avoid a subject that can lead to conflict, okay, right? If there's a conflict, put it dead in the water. Example, well, this is kind of dumb that we're fighting for this. We shouldn't be fighting for this. How can we solve it without fighting? How can we put an end to this argument, right? But then, is it dishonest? I don't know. Then you have to decide what is dishonest and what isn't, right? But if you're avoiding conflict, this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not ideal, of course. It isn't ideal, of course, but if you do find that is the way you want to do things, then the way that you want to do things, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? And I truly believe that that's what it takes to live in society, right? To come back to living in society, you are in a position where you are so needy for conversation or for socializing that you'll take any subject, right? And this is actually like a really good like segue because either you're desperate to have a conversation or you're desperate in denial and you're looking for a conversation or to lead a conversation no matter what. So for example, I like to talk about soccer. Well, I'm so in love with soccer that I'm going to be forcing people to be talking about soccer with me. It doesn't make it normal. It means they're going to be interested with soccer, right? But it's still the case. And since I was talking to my father about the lives and shit like that, he was like, "You told me that when you were lonely, you were doing live. What happened?" For the situation, I explained that I was in a kind of toxic place where I wasn't in control of my life anymore. It was just a place for people to to chill before they went to their main live. Right? I was sort of the you know when you go to the theater and you go to the theater a bit earlier on so you don't miss the beginning of the movie, but you're seeing ads for movies. Like, oh yeah, okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna go to the theater, but I'm gonna see ads because I don't want to miss the movies. But the second I'm seeing ads on TV, I'm gonna skip it. What's the difference? You pay for the ads. You paid. I pay $20 to see a movie. If there's four ads, I'm gonna be watching four ads. I pay for it, right? Versus at home, I'm not gonna be watching ads. Fuck that, right? Which is kind of a crazy concept to begin with. So I told my father about this, right? And this was exactly what my ex was doing. By the way, I told you guys the story yesterday. My ex got into a fight with the owner of the lives because she was a bit too intense. And the owner of the live came to me and was like, "Hey, you were right. She's insane." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Well, you're telling me this for what? I'm supposed to care?" You didn't care about. I told the story yesterday. I'm not gonna say it again, but safe to say it wasn't the most healthy thing, right? So yeah. So with that being said, my father told me that, and I told him the story. But this is the exact same thing. The person, my ex, was so desperate to talk to someone that she would go into my life. She didn't care that I cared about the subject or not. She wanted to be there, and she always wanted to come up. There was no hi. There was no how were you. And at first you're like, okay, well this is intense. I'm not super comfy with that. But then you realize that possibly she was going through something. Possibly that was a way of coping with something that she was hiding or coping with a certain situation. And you're not sure what the situation is, but you know that because the way the person acts. See, this is also part of the denial. Is it weird that this person is acting like that? Is there a good reason for this person to act like that? Is it normal for them to act like that? How do I feel about it, right? If the person is weird themselves, they're gonna act weird, and that's okay, right? And at the same time, it's sort of such a. By the way, guys. By the way, look at this. It's so nice. I know the apartment is a mess, but it's so nice to have that like inside. Um, it's so funny because like I see a lot of people. Oh, best example ever. I was talking about Jersey Shore yesterday. Jersey Shore is the best example. So there's this character called Snooki. She's not a character, she's a person, but she's like a character because it feels unreal, right? So Snooki was a party goer. Snooki was a bit of a, she was a bit of a, she extravagant, right? And then she met this boyfriend, Johnny, and then she was still acting like a Jersey Shore guidette, which means like, hey, I want to party, I want to have a good time, and yes, I'm gonna show my tits, but that's okay, right? And her boyfriend was getting mad at her because like, dude, you disrespecting me. Now, do I agree with the fact that he was mad at her? Not really. However, had the dude had a point. Like we're boyfriend, and I feel disrespected by you. I'm not gonna take bullshit, right? Of course, the guys were saying like, yo, dude, you knew who you were before you started dating her. And now that she is who she used to be, or now that she is herself, you're complaining. You don't have a right to complain. That makes total sense, right? So there's this mentality of I know the person who they are, but I think I'm going to change them. I think I'm going to be able to change them, which to me it's sort of insane. I don't know if wanting to change someone is insane, because wanting to change someone can be very pure. Like, hey, you're doing something that's wrong, right? For example, a junkie, right? Like, okay, well, I'm going to be with you, but I'm going to make sure that you don't do drugs. because they're unhealthy, and because you express the want to stop doing drugs, right? It's because you express the want to stop doing drugs. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna fix that problem together. We're gonna find a solution to your problem, which is drug abuse, right? So then you help the person, and one of the sadder part is all the time when you fix a person, they leave you, and you get jaded. You like jaded. Like, this is the last time I'm changing somebody, because somebody else is gonna take advantage of the hard work that I put in, right? At the same time, if you're able to change someone for the better, that's your pay, right? That's your pay. The improvement is the pay, but it's still weird. And at the same time, it's it coming up as a it's sort of a discussion, because it is totally a discussion. Um, am I with someone because of who they are? And if I'm with someone for who they are, am I willing and allowing myself to accept them for their flaws? Am I okay with their flaws? Because if I'm not okay with their flaws, I'm not okay with them. If I'm not okay with them, I'm not. I shouldn't date somebody I'm not okay with, right? It feels counterproductive. Why would I date somebody that I have a problem with, right? So it's complex. It's complex. But there's also this case where we've been together for a while, right? At first it didn't bother me, but now it's bothering me. And is that bad? Is that wrong to say? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know if that's bad to say. I don't know. The best way to see it is my father and his girlfriend, my mom and her boyfriend. They were together for a while, but I didn't see the dynamic. My mom was cooking. My mom was cooking a lot. My stepdad wasn't there. He was going to parties a lot, right? And I love my mom, but she can be intense. So was he going to a party, or was he escaping? You know, I can only assume. This is impossible. It's impossible. We can make it as we can. Just the two of us. Is that the way to go? Okay. So this is a bit harder than expected. I know this is bullshit, but what am I supposed to do? So with my dad and my stepmom, they've been together for 26 years. There's things that doesn't bother you. My father has a habit of repeating the same story. And ultimately speaking, he's a good storyteller. So even if repeating the story you don't really mind because it's not a shitty story, or it doesn't make it a shitty story, but there's time. I told you guys this story before, but to piss off my stepmom, because there's time when you didn't get along, right? So to piss her off, what I would do is I would provoke my father. I would lead him on to be telling the same story. And I know this is a story that she heard 100 times. So like, okay, well, I don't mind, but you don't mind. So yeah. So to provoke her, I was making my father tell the same story. And she wouldn't get mad at him. She wouldn't tell him like, dude, we've heard this story a bunch of times. And what I would do, which is funny, is he would tell me the story. And it's like, no way, you didn't tell me that before. I was like, yeah, yeah. And he would take like more time. And she was. I love my father, but he's not the most aware guy. Um, she would sigh. She was like, oh, because she heard that story so often, and he wouldn't even notice. And sometimes, what I would do is, sometimes what I would do is, this is so mean. This is thing that I did as a kid that I sort of realized that are not cool. But I would start a story. I would make my father start a story. So, for example, he would start a story that he already told me, and I told him, keep that thought, because I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then what I would do is, what I would do is, I went to the bathroom. And I'm like, sorry, I forgot what we were saying. Can you restart? And he was like, yeah, no problem. Then he would tell the same story twice. It was even more. I had fun. I was a piece of shit. But yeah, so with my father and my stepmom, they were together. They've been together for 26 years. They were together when I was 6 years old, right? 26 years. So of course, there's thing that doesn't bother you after 26. That doesn't bother you in the beginning. That bothers you after 26 years. My father does have a lot of problem with digestion. So you're gonna be eating and you're gonna be hearing my father burp and have reflux, and it's not really like burp. It's not like burp. It's just like, yeah, it's small burps. he has a problem with digesting, and something is wrong with his stomach, right? So yeah, he has reflux, and I'm telling you, sometimes I spent like 2 hours movie, and I'm sitting next to him, so I'm gonna be hearing for 2 hours. I'm gonna be hearing the reflux, the tummy having problem, and I get annoyed with that. I'm like, dude, this is so annoying, and I put myself in their shoes, and it cannot be easy because it's every single day. And for example, if they're together the whole day, you get to go to that the morning, get to that the at noon, get to that at supper, right? So it's kind of easy to be annoyed. Am I blaming my father? No, I don't think it's his fault. But at the same time, yeah, of course, and there's not really a good well, that's not true. There's not. I was gonna say there's not really a good solution. But the good solution is what? The good solution is like, well, I know when I do this, I'm kind of not necessarily annoying, but I know it can bother people. So I'm not gonna do it on purpose to bother people. When I know I'm gonna be digesting, I'm gonna be on my own, right? But at the same time, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Like, I truly think that he feels bad. I truly think, in my heart of heart, that he's going to that. Is like, oh, yeah, I'm loud, right? Even then, he had the problem sleeping. The reason why I love sleeping on the couch, I said I slept on the couch. It's just so comfy. It's because my father was sleeping on the couch. He didn't like sleeping on the couch, but he was sleeping on the couch because it was hard for him to. I'm. This is a true story. I swear to God, this is true. He was sleeping on the couch because he had a problem digesting, and because he didn't want to choke on his own vomit, or he didn't want to have problem. What he did, my father was a welder. Was because he's retired. He did a back, sort of a back braces. So what you do is you would put it on this. So you see this, the handle, you put it in, right? Because it was made of wood, and he made himself a back. So you put cushion, and it would kind of like a seat, a car seat, and he would fall asleep on that because it was helping him digest. And then what he would do, which is I believe fantastic, but it's kind of sad, because he was working at that time. He was working at that time. What he would do is kind of believe he did that. But he would go to sleep, right? And when he knew that he was having a problem, he would go downstairs. And when the problem were done, he would wake up again and go back upstairs. So yeah, quality of sleep is fucked up. And ultimately speaking, he still have those issues to this day, and it's not easy. But as a person, as a partner, as a person that lives with a person that has problem, yes, it's annoying because it is very noisy. Can you blame him? No. Is that did that make it okay? Kind of, because it's not his fault. Are you gonna be? But at the same time, if you know that, I was talking about Snooky, right? If you know that, this is what I was going to with it. If you know that you're, and there's a point in this, which we went far side tangent, but there's a point for this. Um, if you're with this partner and you're trying to change, accept them for their flaws. I don't think all flaws should be accepted though, and I don't think accepting flaws for a couple of years mean that you have to be accepting of it your whole entire life. I don't think that's right. I think it's kind of bullshit. I need to text something. Uh, do we have another? Because I've been here for a while, and if we do have good weather, I could possibly no, kind of. Okay, yeah. I can kind of make multiple videos because I don't know what time I'm gonna go sleep today. Uh, I have to update the application. I hate when they do that. I hate when they force you to leave the application to update it. Oh shit! What is that? We can make it as we can, just the two of us. Okay, that could be cool. Yeah, I have this problem where I'm downloading a lot of things, and this is super cool. This is super cool. What's going on? I don't have storage to do it. Because I don't have the storage. Oh, this is great. I know that soon he's gonna tell me like, hey, you're running out of storage. I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, good. Just the two of us. Ooh, rough. Tell ya. I told ya. You didn't believe me. Oh. We're back. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the muffin, the fiber from the muffin. But like I was saying, I forgot what I was saying, but exactly what I was saying. But I was talking about Snooki, right? And then as a boyfriend, you can accept sort of not necessarily want to change the person, but you can kind of be like, okay, well, you know what? The way you're acting is not super good, right? Right? It's not super good. So maybe you should change things, right? I don't think it makes it okay. I don't think it makes it acceptable to change, but something can bother you after a while, right? So you can want to change them. It's okay to change your partner as a partner in a relationship, kind of, because you're together, you live together, so there's compromises to be made, but there's also a like I want you to succeed. I want you to be the best version of yourself because that is the person that I'm waking up to every single day. This is the person that I'm seeing every single day. I should possibly charge that. Yeah. We've been doing good with batteries also. It's been a while since. Knock on wood. Don't say it, Ink. Don't say it. Don't say it. It's been a while since we had a battery close on us. Which I knock on wood. Now, the question isn't if you can change your partner, because we established that, right? The question is, can I change puzzle and survival? Yes, there you go. There you go. Install. So they're asking me for an update, but there's no update. Okay, weird. Can you do that as a friend? You want to change your friend? Can you change your friend? Because we're still together often. We're still together for years. But it's not a one-on-one. You could have more than one friends. Well, you can have more than one girlfriend, but you cannot find out about each other. A little bit of a polyamorous joke, right? And I think the answer is yes. I think you can change if the intent is good. I think you can change your friend. I think you can ask your friend like, "Hey, you're doing something that bothers me." Like most of the life lessons that I've had are from friends, talking about how, "Hey, you're doing this. This is not really cool. Hey, you're doing this, and I don't know if you realize that this what you're doing is kind of problematic, right?" So like, okay, well, I didn't know it was problematic, but now that I know, I get the choice to change or not change, right? I get the choice to change in a way of I know that this is bothering my friends, or I get to change in a way of you know what? I don't care if I bother people, as long as I be me, as long as I'm comfortable with myself. If they don't accept me, fuck them. To talk about partner changing and friend changing you or changing somebody else, but if this person is okay with who they are, do they have a right to refuse? They have a right to refuse, right? And then when can you convince can you be considered? Because again, there's also the social aspect of it. When can you be considered as stubborn, or where can you start being viewed as a selfish prick because you're like, dude, I've asked you to change, you don't choose it, or I asked them some simple thing. For example, I think that the most disgusting example possible, but fuck it. You're a single dude and you've been single for 20 years. You've been single for 5 years. 20 is a bit too much, right? I hope I'm not single for 20 years. Um, and I have the habits of when I go pee. Well, I'll leave the seat up, right? Now I have a girlfriend. She moves in. I have this habit of leaving the seat up. She get accepted for a period of time, and then she says, "Hey, just letting you know, um, it would be cool if you would lower the seat because I'm also living here and it feels like you don't really think about me when you're leaving the seat up, right?" And then your answer can either be like, "Hey, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I'm going to be more cautious. I'm going to be more caring. I'm gonna be more aware that you live here. Can be, hey, fuck you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave it up if I want to, and that's super selfish because you live together, right? But so this is a clear case, which is one of the extreme, right? But there's also cases where no, there is totally a lack of understanding, and there's totally a lack. For example, take the second example, the girlfriend moves in, right? And she says, you know what? I do want to paint the bathroom pink, right? And you're like, I'm not a big fan of pink. Can we find a color together where we're both happy with it? Can we do a compromise? Let's go with fuchsia. Let's go with violet. Let's go with, I don't know, lavender. Lavender is a nice color too. Um, and the person tells you no, we're going with pink. You get to decide every single other colors in the house, but the bathroom is mine. So then this is complex. So you're not sure what to do because like, she's right. This is also her house. I got to choose every single other color of the house. I'm gonna be painting it anyway. No matter what color, I have to paint the bathroom because the painting is not well done, right? There's spots, it's not well painted. There needs to be some work done, right? So I am gonna be painting it no matter what. And you ask your friends, right? And then, because you refuse to do it, what does the person do? The partner does. They ask their friend, saying like, "Hey, am I reasonable? I asked for one room out of the whole house. That reasonable?" And her friend are gonna tell you, "Hey, you're right," and your friend are gonna tell you, "Hey, you're right, right?" So what you have to do is you have to find neutral people. Neutral people, weirdly speaking, are people that really have your back, because a real friend will be able to tell you like, dude, you might have to fight, you might lose this battle. You might have to lose this battle. Fake friend will tell you like, no, 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 it's your. Well, I'm not saying it's fake friend. I don't think you can value the quality. Okay, I don't think you can value the quality of a friend, with their opinion or the answer they give you. But at the same time, um, I don't know. They might be caring. They might, if they tell you fucker, you choose what you want, but they care about you. That's good. If they tell you fucker, you choose what you want because it's the simpler answer, and they just want to give you the answer that you want, that way the conversation is finished. That's a fake friend, right? So you have to decide: do I like this answer? Do I like the reasoning behind the answer, right? So yeah, so it's tough. It's tough because there's no perfect. There's no good answer here. There's no good answer. What color should the bathroom be? It doesn't matter. Why? Because there's different person. There's different people. Different people act in different ways. You get house dynamics. So, for example, I live with a person which is very strong-willed. I'm a bit lesser weak. I'm a bit weaker will. So I don't mind if something is pink. I don't mind if the room is pink. We might talk about this a lot because there was a problem. My parents, my stepmom wanted a piece of the house to be pink. My father was like, not so much, because people are gonna judge. And then she won the battle, but that battle was a fight for a couple of months, right? Versus my mom, which was completely opposite. My mom, who came to live with her boyfriend, and because she came to live with her boyfriend, she wasn't expecting changes, and she was being acceptant, right? She never asked to change the color, but the whole house, my stepdad, uh, the whole house at my stepdad was white. The painting was white. So it's sort of it's different that if you there's a color that you don't really like. Um, in my stepmom was a bit more demanding. Like the number of time color changed, but then there's something that my father did that was really sweet. Yeah, she left for, I don't remember where she was leaving from, but he painted the color. It was green, and it was a weird place. It was a weird place. It was the entry. So you had a lunchroom, you had a kitchen, you had the entry, you had one room, you had the bathroom, you had the my room, and you had another room. So basically, it was a big house. And yes, it was a place that was weird, but it still listened to her. And I remember the worst thing that happened was we colored the behind the TV orange, and I got ADHD. I know, hard to believe, but that orange was completely fucked me up. I was looking at the painting when I was looking at TV. Then they changed it back to blue because they knew that was a problem for me. So concession. Well, the question of conception. But coming back to what I was saying, right? Coming back to what I was saying, should a partner be able to change you? Yes. Should a friend be able to change you? Yes. As long as the intent is good, and as long as the relationship is good. For example, if a girl she comes to you and the first week she expects you to change, like, dude, you don't even know who I am and you want me to change. What's up with that? After a year, after 2 years maybe, right? And then there's common knowledge, for example, they'll need to seed up when we're to make sure that when there's no more of an item, which is milk, make sure that you tell the other person and make sure that you replace it, right? And common living in society, right? And it's super normal, it's super simple, but sometimes it's still like, for example, I would have a hard time in a relationship because I'm so used to being my own stuff and being my own boss and doing my own schedule and eating what I want and going to sleep when I want. It would be hard for me, right? And forget about that, just the work ethic. It would be hard for the girlfriend also. But if it was to be, it was to be, and I would be happy to be in a relationship, right? It depends. It depends on the communication that you have also with your partner, right? It depends on the communication that you have with your partner. If you have an open communication where everything is pretty understanding, it's cool. That's why I feel like a lot of people they move together too quick, right? Then that's not the subject, right? Because there is a subject ending which is coming soon, and there is a perfect ending which I believe is perfect, right? The perfect ending is the following, right? Can a partner change you? Yes. Can a friend change you? Well, depend on the friend, but yes. But you get to choose if you change for anybody. You get to choose if you change for yourself, and you get to choose if you change for anybody. And if the answer is no, you have to deal with the fact that you don't change for people, but at the same time, you respect yourself enough to say, you know what? I'm sorry to say, I'm not gonna change. And if people don't accept it, fuck them, right? And also, there's this other point, which is if they're willing to accept you. But I don't know, because the willing to accept is complex. The willing to accept is I know you're flawed because I love you, I accept it, but it doesn't make the acting or the action right. If a person, I have this friend, and we've been friends for a while. We've been friends for years, and this person is super nice. Shout out Antoine. Antoine smokes a lot of weed, and it makes his mouth mushy. So Antoine has this habit of spitting, which is not a big deal, but it's still spitting, and it's a big problem because we'll go to the terrace on a restaurant and we'll be spitting in the terrace. But this is basically where people eat, and you're not aiming at table, you're not aiming at people, you're aiming at the ground, but it's still disgusting, right? You have to tell him like, dude, this is fucked up. Don't do that. But then, are you imposing changes? If the guy is happy spitting everywhere, then you should be able to spit everywhere. It's just gnarly, dude. It's just gnarly. I wouldn't do it, but can I expect other people to do it? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's complex. It's complex. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. The right answer is live and let live. But if the person you're letting live is bothering you the way you are, that's what it is, right? So all of this is saying, we're gonna repeat ourselves one last time. Do you mind? Can a partner change you? Yes. Can a friend change you? Depending. Yes. Right. A partner is important. A partner is supposed to be your best friend. A partner is supposed to be your number one. You know. Will you change for yourself? That's a tough question. And if the answer is no, then who cares if I do 2 hours videos or 3 hours video? I'm comfortable with what I'm. As long as I'm comfortable in what I'm doing, as long as I'm okay with what I'm doing, as long as I come to terms with the fact that hey, this content, although you're a big fan of doing 2 hours, it's not for everybody. You're limiting your growth because you're in a position where you're not being mindful of the needs and want of other people. People are not likely to watch a 2 hours video. Like the first year of making content, I was getting 0 follows, 0 views because I was doing 3 hours live. People didn't know me. Like, I'm not gonna be watching that guy that I don't know for 2 hours, right? Does that mean that content was bad? No. Does that mean that it could have been different? Yes. Do I think that I should have followed the guideline? It depends. It depends. It depends. If your first action as a content creator is to be doing content your way and be doing content that you're familiar with, yes. See, with content creation, it's a bit harder because it is sort of artsy and it's sort of your art, but there's also the algorithm god, and you kind of are doing it for other people, right? But in a perfect world, you're doing content that you like doing, and you're doing content that people enjoy watching. So it's the best of both worlds, it's the best of compromises. I'm not gonna watch it because I don't like this content, or I'm gonna watch it because I like this content. Because I watch, you're gonna keep making that content, right? That's why people lose a lot of followers, because after a couple of years they start changing, and they start changing because the person that they were isn't doing the job anymore, and it's not a bad thing. It isn't wrong per se, but at the same time, are you stuck? Like, I'm seeing people that are doing like they're doing Fortnite, and they're stuck doing Fortnite, and they're stuck in that mindset of, if I play anything else, I'm stuck there. That I would hate. That I would freaking hate it. But if you make a living like that, and ultimately speaking, if they're happy, who am I to judge? Who am I to freaking judge? So again, all of this is say, do you be yourself? And try your best. And that's it. I love you guys. Take it easy. I'm gonna make more video, but now the apartment is actually pretty hot. So I think I'm gonna take a break. Because the video that I could have done is the movie. The movie's gonna take like an hour and a half. I got so many of them. Or what I can do is I can finish this. I can watch movies. I can watch movies. I can do whatever I need to do. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep, to be honest, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Why am I sleeping so much lately? Is the energy drinks. Because I'm overstimulated. And my body's not used to it. So when I put it back on, my body's like, what the fuck are you feeding me? And then I get overstimulated, I get more tired. And because I get more tired, I tend to oversleep. And your body gets used to oversleeping. Yeah. Your body gets used to oversleeping because, like, dude, I'm so comfortable when I'm sleeping. And in here, they ask me to sleep, so I'm going to sleep more. And if in here they're not telling me to sleep, then I'm going to act tired because I'm like, dude, you don't realize that you're tired, you know? Basically, what I have to do is I have to do a movie review. The problem with the movie review is I now have like 12 movies to review. I'm not even joking. I got 3 on YouTube, and I got every single year. I'm trapped and I'm just here. I'm trapped and I'm just here. Oh no. Whoa. Oh. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 10 movies to do. And I gotta do the tower talk. That's it. I believe that's it. I do believe that's it. Yeah. I have it written here. Oh no, that's more than that. I have an Oceana video to do. With its kitchen nightmare. Okay, so what? Movie. Good. That's it. Yeah. On that note, I love you guys. Take it easy. Take care. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I will be back. I want to be back at like 12 o'clock. Maybe 1. Because, I don't know. I just think it's sort of nice. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, dude. Every single try. And I'm just here. Oh no. Oh, guys. I fucked up. What did I do, Ink? 142. Every single year I try.
Because I'm leaving soon. Dumb link. It's your boy Link from Commercial.
Yeah, we fucked up. What did I do? What did I fuck up? I forgot the phone outside. It's not a big deal, per se. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. There's two possibilities. Either I'm gonna be watching a movie, then going to sleep, and I'm gonna be uploading, or I'm going to sleep right now and I wake up at like 3 hours, and then I do another movies, and I think I'm gonna do a movie though, because I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. And there's a light in my, there's sunlight in my apartment, which is very very healthy, and because it's very very healthy, I kind of want to take advantage of that. But you have to understand how much we're filming lately. We've been filming like crazy, dude. I've been filming yesterday. I did like a 2 hours. When you think 2 hours, you're also thinking that it's so insane because we're doing it 2 hours of videos. We're doing it 2 hours of nature corn. We're also doing the 11 time 2 hours of the tower. So yeah, so it's a content machine, and although I don't have problem with the storage, we're getting there very very well, very well. But at the same time, I cannot. I have to be mindful. Since I have more storage that I can film more, and it's not because I can film more that I need. I need to upload more. So for example, if this is kind of productive, this is very counterproductive. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you realize, right? If you realize that uploading becomes a problem, it was a problem. I'm not even joking. It was a problem like 3 days ago. It was like, dude, I missed 2 hours. If I don't upload, I'm gonna be in trouble because my phones are so full. There was one of the more present problem was, I think it was, I remember it being Fortnite, and I streamed for 50 minutes, and then I was like, dude, I have to go. I don't have storage, and I didn't upload anything, and I didn't have storage. I had to go. That was a big problem. That was a really big problem because I was like, dude, you're literally penalizing yourself because you don't have storage. So we reach a position where I'm a bit more, not surely free, but I'm a bit more. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit more likely to not suffer from making mistakes, right? I'm a bit more, the shackles are a bit less tight, right? So does that mean that I can do mistake? No, but it means that I can relax a little bit. And in the perfect world, what I'm doing is I don't give up. I keep a uploading schedule that is actually pretty intense, but I don't give up. And then we reach a level where not only am I able to upload in a healthy way, but even if I miss a couple of hours, a day doesn't really matter. And to me, it's fantastic because it's very reachable. As much as it pains me to say, the difference between we're doing good and we're not doing good is a couple of days, which is great. Like for example, I can actually say, and I can actually like 100% say that I can spend like a whole day without uploading, and we'll be fine. We'll be 100% fine, which is great. However, if I'm doing this, I'm setting myself back for a couple of weeks because I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you didn't upload that day, so you have to upload now. You have to upload. You have to upload. You have to upload. You have to upload. That's actually pretty sad because I'm not at a level. Will I ever be at a level? I have this fear. Well, not this fear, but I have this in French we say crainte. What is crainte in English? I guess it's apprehension, right? I have this apprehension that, okay, well, I get comfy because I do have storage. I get comfy, and because I get comfy, I'm not doing as much as I should be doing, and I get lazy and complacent, right? We're talking about relationship. That's the depth of a lot of relationship, being complacent. thinking that everything is okay, taking things for granted, right? And it's tough. It's tough. It's tough because there's no right answer here. There's no right answer. But anyway, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna be watching a movie, and then we'll continue. The goal yesterday night, the goal last night was not even to watch a movie, because we've been watching a lot of movies lately. I do want to watch an anime. The problem with anime is, and it's so silly, but I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it's so sort of out of the ordinary. Is a movie when it's bad, I don't care about. I don't care about giving it up. I watched this movie which was Lone Wolf 2 days ago. It was bad. I didn't finish it. It was just bad. Am I gonna do a review of it? No. But a anime, I'm like, dude, like you see the comments, you need the number of views on that video. Like maybe if I wait a bit more, it'll get better. And then maybe if I wait a bit more, turns out that I've been watching this for 2 hours and a half. I'm invested. There's an hour left. It kind of sucks, but I'm still gonna finish it, right? So this is unhealthy. The plan was to watch an anime. Also, anime is good because I can do the same amount. Say, I'm gonna do 10 minutes per movie. I'm gonna do a 10 minutes per anime, right? But the anime takes 4 hours and the movie takes an hour and a half. So you can watch 2 movies when you watch one season of anime at the same time. So you're making a profit, I guess. But anyway, I have a hard time leaving. I like talking to you guys. I like, and it's sort of bizarre because Project Vendetta, which I haven't uploaded almost at all. And when I say almost at all, I mean almost at all. I haven't. I barely uploaded, right? And in the last 2 days, we got 2 follows. It's not a lot, but when you think that the follow count is 5, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Oh, close to dying. On the ground I lay. I died. And I died. I got more. So yeah, so I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I'm gonna do is we're gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish that puzzle and survival. And then we're gonna go. We're gonna go. I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be sleeping. Every single year I crash, I disappear. Crash, I disappear. Oh no.
Ah. Okay. Good. Non, non, non. Mais non, moi je pense. Non, c'est pas. C'est pas obligé d'être. Il est pas obligé d'être. Okay, good. I'm gonna do something. My apologies. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see.
It's game point, right? So give him a jab step, broke his ankles, step back three, nothing but he had to be there.
Be ready with the high protein from Factor.
called Keels near the border of the kingdom.
Thanks a bunch, kid.
Bound for Keels, about to leave.
Please wait for me.
Aboard.
Can I come too?
I gotta say, you're quite the lucky one, pal. You got the last seat.
You're a lifesaver. Are you a traveling merchant? What kinds of wares do you plan on selling in Keels?
Oh, I managed to get my hands on some soap.
That sounds interesting.
Why, of course, it's a very luxurious resource.
Do you carry them in your item box?
Heavens, no. I carry my wares in this backpack. Only about 1 in 1,000 people have the good fortune to obtain the item box skill.
Oh, I see. So then, what about a skill called appraisal?
That would be incredible. Obtaining such a rare skill as that is every merchant's dream. But as you know, it's only possible for heroes from another world to acquire the appraisal skill.
I see.
Since magic appraisal tools are so difficult to come by, only large guilds and countries have enough influence to get them. Did you not know that?
Of course I did. I was just saying it'd be great to have it.
Wouldn't it be marvelous?
Gotta be more careful with what I say. But this is good news. It means there's almost no chance of anyone using appraisal on me.
Anyway, what are you traveling to Keels for?
Oh, well, I was actually thinking of crossing the border.
I'd say that's a wise decision. Lately, there's been a bit of trouble brewing in the kingdom of Raysiger. You didn't hear this from me, young man. There are rumors that the country might close their borders soon.
No way! Oh. You're kidding. They've suspended all travel services? It doesn't look like there was any sort of emergency around here. I see now. The reason they stopped all the carriages was to prevent citizens from leaving the country at the same time.
Yeah, because if the population drops, then so does the number of soldiers.
The higher-ups here in Raysiger seem hell-bent on starting wars wherever they please. We're actually planning on hightailing it out of this place soon.
Truth be told, we're a lot better at hunting monsters than we are at fighting wars.
I suggest you get out of here while you still can, brother. That's a good idea. Glad I decided to leave the country so quickly. They mentioned monsters, right? I bet a real hero could take them down without breaking a sweat. Though I might be able to solve this with money. Excuse me, I'm looking to hire a couple of escorts. Did I come to the right place to submit a request like that?
Yes, we can help with introductions.
Good, because the carriages have been stopped. And I'd like to go to the Kingdom of Venus on foot.
In that case, due to the length of the trip, you'd better offer 7 gold coins minimum.
That's quite a lot.
You see, ever since it was announced that the shared carriage services was suspended, there's been an increase in requests like yours. Considering the high demand, I suggest offering a reward of 8 gold coins to make sure it's accepted.
Very well then. 8 gold coins.
Thanks. I have the perfect party in mind for you. Hey, Werner, are you available? This gentleman is hiring.
Honestly, they sound like a cool enemy.
Are you heading that way?
The name's Werner from Iron Will, and I am a C-rank adventurer.
Hi, I'm Makoda. Also, if you accept my request, I'll include some journey. It's not like a hiccup, and as long as I can my skill, it shouldn't cost too much to feed everyone.
Sounds great to me. Let me discuss things with my party first. I would probably say yes.
Thank you very much.
What do you know?
If possible.
Understood. In that case, let's leave in the morning.
Looking forward to it.
Likewise. Our swordsman Vincent, and Rita, our scout.
How do you do?
This is Ramon, our mage. We're met. And Fanga, our healer.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Makoda.
Now, let's get going. Off to the Kingdom of Venus.
All right.
We'll rest here for a bit.
All right, then I'll take us some lunch. Wait just a moment, please.
Oh, I see you got the iron skill, Makoda. I was wondering when you were traveling so late.
Oh yeah, but the amount of is pretty small.
This magic stone was incredible.
I actually got this from a friend of mine. Isn't that?
You got good eyes. This is one of our just fine signs. A rare magic stone. If you're some fascinating guns right away. As if we fire starting on demand.
Very nice.
It should be all aboard, you know. For just 50 gold coins. No way!
I didn't have the gold, so I got a normal portable gas stove with all my groceries instead. Eating something warm is way better than travel rations.
Dumb Link, it's your boy Ink.
This was good.
Welcome to the show. Presenting you to having a wonderful day on this glorious 24th July 2026. We finished making an hour and a half of videos. I could have done more, but the apartment is very hot, so I'm not gonna be able to film. It's okay. We'll do some gaming, and then in like 2 hours, we'll restart videos when it's a bit colder. But that's pretty much it. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, and to see where we can go, and that's pretty much it.
Thanks, I appreciate that a lot.
I will say, I'm looking forward to our meetings.
You can count on me. should fit. Well, I believe. Let's have dinner a little bit earlier today.
Are you going to be prepared more than bread?
I have something else in mind tonight. We'll see. It's embarrassing with everyone watching me. Could you please wait over there until I finish cooking? Truth be told, I just don't want others to see me use ingredients from my online grocery. First, let's make vegan. Then add cabbage and carrots on sale. After a potato stew. Oh, whoops. I almost forgot to add the sausage. Pasta is done. Careful everyone.
Yeah, this looks like a good anime.
Pasta food. It's a kind of sausage and vegetable stew I used to eat back home.
Thank you for the theory.
What is it called?
What's wrong? I can make something else if you don't like it.
Wonder Cook of Another World.
Is it that good?
Under normal circumstances, we go ages even after trying to hot bread on roll.
It's such a waste to use a place to have something working.
I'm glad you like it.
I don't know if it's because of all the good food we've been eating, but mine is a lot lighter than usual. It feels as if my exhaustion is filtered away.
Awesome. It's really great to hear. They're acting like they've taken some kind of energy supplement, but I didn't add anything.
Well, they say that people releases food can easily affect a person's frame of mind.
Maybe I should try using appraisal.
Are you okay with that? What happened? Sorry, I went down the wrong pipe.
Why was that like that? Did you eat my phone? Maybe it was the bathroom. Now that I think about it, this is pretty dangerous. Technically to them, it's food from another world. It can increase his stats like strength and MP. If anyone wanted to find out about this, it would definitely for sure turn out bad for me. I'll have to keep this a secret from everyone.
We should reach the kingdom of Eden in a few days. Once we cross the border, the nearest town is half day's travel. We'll be moving through the forest. It'll be best if we set up camp here for the night.
Right, I'll go find some water.
Sounds good. I'll get working on the fire.
And I'll start cutting 10 for us. How does the red one sound?
Great. I can't wait to try it.
It's safer not to tell anyone about the ingredients I get from the online grocery. I'll try to use things from this world as much as possible. I can prepare this to eat my pork. First, I'll cut it into thin slices. I won't worry too much about any of the cuts. Now the next step. While the sliced meat is marinating, I'll try this cabbage like vegetable I found before. This will be perfect. Ginger flake pork just isn't the same without cabbage. Then, send heat up a frying pan with a bit of vegetable oil. Once it's hot enough, we'll add the marinated meat.
I smell something delicious. Don't tell me it tastes everything.
I have to make sure the meat is completely covered in sauce. And because how hot the pan is, the marinade will caramelize around the meat. It's done.
Your gut is like a garden growing both good bacteria and bad. That balance is key to a healthy gut environment. Benefiber's plant-based prebiotic fiber nourishes the good bacteria, working with your body to help your gut and you flourish effortlessly. Every day, grow what feels good with Benefiber.
Take water, leave the tap. Wash and finish, that's a wrap.
What if you could print every idea to life? Print your possible at vistaprint.ca. To Uncle Scrooge. To Uncle Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge.
I say to you, sir, Merry Almond! Merry Christmas! Almond! And a Happy New Year! Almond!
Merry Christmas.
All I did was pan-fry it in pre-made marinade. You should be thanking me more foods.
This is the first time I've eaten cabbage but I must say this combination goes very well together. The juice is from the cannoli with the most flavor.
Fellowship breaks almost at the borders of Gondor and Mordor. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli start to travel west after Merry and Pippin and Sam and Frodo move to the east, and they're really close to Mordor. The Fellowship was intact almost to the end, because if you'll remember, they've traveled down the river Anduin from Lothlorien after making it there after coming out of the Misty Mountains. But Misty Mountains and their exit point is actually very close to Rivendell as the crow flies, but they've traveled much farther than this, because as the Fellowship leaves Rivendell, they travel south past the ruins of Ost and Edhill, which we see in the travel montage before they make it to the pass of Cahadras right here. And that is close enough to Isengard that Saruman is able to influence and wake up the mountain, drive the Fellowship back. They go back down into the gates of Moria to go under the mountain and exit into Lothlorien. So the ring has made it all the way from the Shire to here, and there's, yeah, the Fellowship breaks almost at the borders of Gondor and...
Who wrote it? Like, literally, who wrote that?
It didn't come from me.
I wrote it. Who wrote it?
The probability. You want to test your luck?
Hey, salut!
You want to test your luck? No, I help the homeless. I'm asking if you guys want to. Oh, my bad. I help the homeless. Oh, right here, bro. Oh, no, nothing like that, bro. I'm saying, spin the wheel. The girl just wanted cigarettes over there. Yeah, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Did you guys want to spin the wheel or no?
Hey, salut! C'est Zach. Bienvenue dans une journée dans la vie.
Je commence toujours mes journées avec du soleil, un grand verre d'eau, puis une petite pommade pour le visage. Oh que oui, c'est toi le plus beau. Ensuite, direction le sentier pour un petit jogging de 50 km. Après mon jogging, j'envoie un don aux enfants malades, puis je vais reconduire une fille à l'école.
Bonne journée, ma chérie! Hey, t'as oublié quelque chose? Mon bisou!
Ensuite, je me dirige au travail en écoutant un podcast sur les crampes menstruelles.
Et oui, les filles, je suis avec vous.
Au retour du boulot, je fais des caresses à mes beaux petits chiens que j'adore. Et puis direction barbecue pour faire des bons petits hamburgers pour toute la famille.
Sans oublier, et oui, le ketchup. Hey, salut!
And summon espers to your aid.
Guys, that was a Genova leitmotif.
To your aid.
That. How do I show you? What's the one on the boat? Emergent? Is it emergent? One on the boat. Emergent? Is it emergent?
It's a plan then. Thanks in advance, everyone. We're eating poultry, which means pan fry each side till golden, then soak up in extra oil. Finally, caramelize the meat in the sauce, and it's done. Enjoy. There's soup as well.
Hey, you there. Where's my serving?
You eat the largest portion, so I need to take care of everyone else first. You're next, though. Don't worry.
Very well.
So I made a fell-sized turkey and Robert teriyaki, which amounted to pretty much the entire rest of the bird. Finally, we reached our destination, the border of the Kingdom of Venin. Look at that.
Yeah, we're gonna go see, guys.
Let's discuss what else is us. I'll go on ahead and explain things. Wait here.
Is Murder going to be alright, do you think?
Nah, sure, he'll be able to smooth everything over.
Just as long as nothing bad ends up happening.
So is it true, then? Everyone has been here formed a familiar contract with each other?
Yes, it's the truth.
Oh, I see. A Finmere could easily bring destruction upon our country and people. Under no circumstances can that be allowed.
Fel, it seems they're concerned because you're a legendary monster. They're afraid you'll be trouble if they let you in. But you would never do that. I mean, would you?
Honestly, what kind of mindless beast did you take before anyway? I will not attempt to lie for what you all sorts of attempt on us. But that, I give you my solid word.
Holy crap, it's talking like people! Finmere can't understand human tongue. Is that acceptable, sir?
To be as Finmere does indeed seem so much so familiar. Very well, you may enter.
Oh, right, yeah.
What? You'll be expected to keep that Finmere on a very tight leash.
Yes, of course. And that, Fel, please try to behave while we're here, okay? Or else I'm the one who will be held responsible.
Watch yourself.
I'm only telling you how it is. Hey, you better promise to play nice or I'll have no choice but to start holding your meals. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I'm sure you'll be fine. It'll define us and traveling with us. He's never been wild or anything like that.
Yeah, and besides that, Lord Bell even wants Dakota to make him for his own food.
I see. Your guild cards, please. Sir?
My, guild card? What?
If you don't have a guild card, it's 5 silver coins to enter, and 2 for your familiar. Sorry, I meant to explain that to you earlier.
We finally made it.
I didn't know what would happen when we got surrounded like that.
But hey, it worked out, so thank you.
You're welcome. But I'm afraid your problem's not over quite yet. A Finmere entering the kingdom is no small matter. It's sure to reach the attention of the ruling army, and after that, it's only a matter of time until the kingdom is flooded.
Well, that's alright. I wasn't planning to stay that long anyway. Fel and I want to next when the time comes. Yes, I want to see the whole world. Especially since it's not the world I'm originally from. How cool would it be to travel from place to place, see the sights, and make you a middle lane with all my grocery?
In that case, I recommend you register either the Adventurers Guild or the Merchants Guild. That way you won't be charged entry taxes like the one you paid earlier.
I see. I'll probably go with the Merchants Guild then. I figured I'd sell food and ingredients on my travels.
Good plan.
But how are you going to butcher all the monsters Lord Fel hunts?
They'll be enormous, for sure.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna go sleep. I'm a bit tired. We're watching a good anime though. It is transferred to another world cooking with my absolute skill. Really good. But a bit of sleep would be nice. Love ya. Before we go, a bit of a magic trick. Good night, shield.
You went too far. One has to go that far when dealing with humans at Hazing. We're gonna be all right, Makona. Most nobles prize their reputation above all. There's no need to worry. Should they press the matter, we'll respond appropriately.
It does seem unlikely that the Lord has enough private soldiers to confront Lord now.
Nothing to take him on, except maybe an ancient dragon.
Dragon? That's true. It was the only creature capable of fighting me in my level.
Wait, you actually fought one?
About 400 years ago.
Wow! Wish I had seen that.
Listen up, everyone. Once we have Makona's signature, we'll head to the guild.
Right.
Sign here to attest that we finished the job. Sign. I can write in this world's language. Must be another sign of hero ability. Well, this is where we part ways. It has truly been a pleasure.
Thank you for all those delicious meals.
The journey was truly wonderful. I'm very glad to hear that. You're welcome. Okay, time to head to the merchant's guild. Really? Becoming a merchant? That's my help. But I can register the adventurers guild as well. As long as you're hunting for your own food, I'm going to get their help to butcher your kills.
Okay.
And you'll make living by selling off leftover parts. I assume that is still okay. Right, quite so. As long as I can take delicious flavors, of course. I gotcha. I suppose this must be the merchant's guild. Oh, hi there.
Hello, and how may I be of service?
I'm here to register.
Certainly. Allow me to explain the process. Our guilds are affiliated with a specific country, and a merchant can be one of 5 ranks. Based on rank, we set your business type and size and your yearly fees. First question, what kind of merchant is it you'd like to be?
Well, let's see. A traveling merchant with a food stall?
Wonderful. Then I believe the lowest rank of iron would be appropriate. Illegal trade will income. You take care. And with that, allow me to present you with your guild card.
Oh, yeah. Do you buy items here at the guild?
We do, depending on the item.
Sounds good. I'll bring my wares tomorrow. Turns out monsters aren't allowed in the rooms at the end. I'm sorry about this. It's no matter. Meanwhile, I've grown quite hungry. Guess we ended up skipping lunch, didn't we? Well, how about having early dinner? There, this should be enough to satisfy Phil. I'm really starting to miss the chicken rice. But if I want to start cooking that, then I'll need another gas stove, which means laying out more money. Oh well, I'm sure it'll be worth it.
Whipped cream and stream. Try chocolate whipped cream from Gay Lee Family Farms.
In under 1 minute. Let's go. Explore their wonderful worlds, taking...
Three-year-old Charlie leapt out of the truck window. His leg caught on the truck and he fell to the ground.
Probably normal.
His broken leg were a whopping $10,300. Luckily, Charlie's parents have pet insurance, and they were reimbursed $9,270. Phew! With Pets Plus Us, you can be reimbursed up to 90% of eligible vet bills. Visit petsplusus.com and get a quote today.
Oh, right. I'm sure that wasn't right at all.
Okay, good night.
So, ready? Just a little more time to go now.
Good night, Crown. Oh, for fuck's sake, why don't you charge?
Nothing more heavenly than the smell of fried meat. Now, personally, I like my steaks prepared medium, but Fel would probably prefer rare. Great, now we plate it and add a finishing touch. Eat up, Fel. It's delicious. Bring me more. Yeah, sure. It tastes different than the first one. Notice, Fel. The first steak sauce I used was garlic flavored. This one's grated daikon. So you have different flavors. This one's onion flavored. How about truffle flavored next? The same thing can make it taste so different. More. Desire another serving with first flavor. Garlic, you mean? You like that one? Quite. Garlic it is then. She might be about ready. You take thinly sliced steak, layer it in refreshing steamed rice, drizzle it with steak sauce, and baby, you got yourself a red or steak bowl. You want me to order for the meat pesto bowl? Steak sauce. That looks tasty. Feed it to me at once. For so long, wait a minute. That dish was outstanding. Wasn't it? Rice is truly incredible. And I can still eat it here in another world.
Crown.
My wonderful online grocery skill. Oh yeah.
Night VODs.
Getting past the border and registering for the guild. Man, what a jam-packed day. But if I sleep, I better prepare for tomorrow. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Makoto.
I promised I'd be back to sell my wares, and here I am. This is what I got.
Allow me to have a look.
Good night, Speedster.
Never before have I seen salt and pepper of such high quality. It's so magnificent it could be presented to royalty as a gift. Please allow me to purchase all you have. Now kindly tell me, where did you find such remarkable merchandise? I use my online grocery skill. This stuff comes from another world, so its quality is guaranteed. And I only spent 5 copper coins each. Awesome, huh? I found it while I was traveling. Of course, forgive me. Revealing such information would be
Good night, Sword.
business as a merchant. Now let's move on to discussing the purchase price, shall we? 4 gold coins for the salt and another 10 for the pepper. Julie out of tea. Boy, they only cost me 5 copper coins apiece. I've heard that a long time ago pepper was considered to be worth its weight in gold. Really? I am afraid that would be true, huh? All right, then in that case, 15 gold coins total for all of them. Did you raise the price? Was you afraid I'd turn him down? Hey, listen. Very well. 16 gold coins. He did it again. Fine, 17 gold coins. I beg away. Done. Just stop yelling. You turned 10 copper coins into 17 gold ones? Seriously? Let her do this. I better not risk turning this kind of profit on a regular basis. That said, I am thankful for the quick cash. This will last me for quite some time. Only one thing left to take care of. So this is the Adventurers Guild. So, I can feel their eyes on me, but if this is what I have to do to keep them fed, then so be it. Hello, I'd like to register, please.
Fill this out.
Let me see here. Name and Lakota, weapon, short sword, I guess, and I have a familiar, of course. Oh,
Blood and put it on his card. Okay, you're registered. You'll start at the lowest rank G. That means you can only accept quests with a ranking of G or F. Have fun.
wait, so you're not going to explain how the guild works?
How it works?
You know, the ranks and the quests and everything.
We have 7 ranks. First S, then A through G. Your membership has a validation period. G rankers need to accept at least 1 quest a month.
1 a month. Got it.
Also, if you get hurt or killed while on a job, rest assured, the guild takes no responsibility.
I see. To put it more succinctly, adventurers are totally on their own. Let's see now. G, come on, where are you, G? Of course, together into small herds. This one might be doable. I'll head out and start gathering tomorrow then.
I am hungry.
I'm on it.
I desired steak from yesterday.
You really are a fan of that steak sauce, aren't you?
Why permit you to serve it daily?
No way. That would be too boring. And there are even more delicious things you can eat.
Hold on. Did I hear you correctly? There are things more delicious than steak.
Of course there is. So let's go ahead and have steak for now. I can make you something different tomorrow.
Well, look forward to it. This is so delicious, though.
It's not polite to talk with your mouth full, you know. Wait, now that I think about it. Didn't I read that gold is dangerous for cats and dogs to eat? Or maybe someplace.
Delicious.
Are you serious? His stats. They're all pretty much maxed out, aren't they? Hey, Fel. Here's something else. Did you know that?
I'm very well aware of this, my little friend.
And yet somehow when I look at you, all I can see is a gluttonous foodie.
What is it?
Nothing at all. Man, what a beautiful day. Perfect weather for gathering medicinal herbs. This will be my first job as an adventurer.
Nice resistance. Good night, voice left.
I'll give it my all.
I will not allow you to continue ignoring me.
Give me some space. Your whispers are really tickling.
The guild will have their own, but before that, I do have my meat.
Yeah.
English, Frenchy.
I'm not gonna be waking up angry every day. Wow, this breeze feels amazing.
I'm hungry.
Of course you're hungry. You barely had enough ingredients to make breakfast. So, why don't you go hunt out some more and I can get my herbs? What's wrong?
If I'm to leave you here, I must ensure that you will be safe on your own. There is danger close by. Monsters who can make breakfast of you.
Monsters?
No need to worry. Here. Now you are safe. And so I shall hunt. I will hunt right when I return!
It sounds so noble, but no, he's just super food motivated. Anyway, I better get motivated too.
Good night, merchant.